Aoniche, looking how to read and write in N'ko? You've come to the right place. In this video, I'll teach you the very basic of the alphabet. Ankata. Ne togoko kolman Donaldson. Welcome to another episode of Basic Bambara, a project from Ankata, my initiative to create media and resources for speaking and learning Manding. If you're new here, think about subscribing. Otherwise, in this video, we're focusing on N'ko, an alphabet that was invented by the West African intellectual Kanté in 1949. I'm not going to cover all the aspects of the alphabet. In particular, I won't be looking at its diacritics, that is the marks that go above and below the letters to mark length, tone, nasalization, and foreign sounds, but we're going to cover things that will get you ready to read and write this very important script. What will we cover in this video? We'll cover the vowels, sigiralanu, the consonants, sigiratalu, and then finally the one sound that's between the two, Tɛdɔ. All right, if you think we go a little bit too fast in the video and you're having trouble memorizing things, then you can find a link in the description below that can give you access to text, audio flashcards, and exercises to help you memorize the sounds of N'ko. All right, Ankata. There are 7 vowels in N'ko. The first one is A, as in
Baba,
which means father. Next we have E, as in
Bere,
which means stick. Next we have E, as in
Bere,
which means gravel. Next we have I, as in
Si,
which means life. Next we have O, as in
Bolo,
which means arm. Next we have O, as in
Bolo,
which means stake or picket. And finally we have U, as in
Muru,
which means knife. All right, so N'ko has 19 consonants. The first one that we have is Ba, as in
Ba,
which means river. Next we have Cha, as in
Che,
which means man. Next we have Da, as in
Daba,
which means a West African hoe used for farming. Next we have Fa, as in
Fali,
which means donkey. Next up we have the sound Ba, as in
Ba,
which means kitchen or hearth. Next we have Ha, as in
Here,
which means peace. Next we have Ja, as in
Je,
which means melon. Next we have Ka, as in
Ko,
which means affair or matter. Next we have La, as in
Le,
which means pig. Next up we have Ma, as in
Malo,
which means rice. Next up we have Na, as in
Nono,
which means milk. Next up we have Pa, as in patisakana, which is an exclamation that means something like good heavens. Next up we have Nya, as in
Nyo,
which means millet. Next up we have Ra, as in the middle consonant of
Bara,
which means work. Next up we have Raflani, which is for words where you have 2 R's in a row, but in N'ko it's technically 1 letter. And we have that in words like fur, which means for a long time. Next we have the letter Sa, as in
So,
which means house, home, or in Malinké, city. Next we have Ta, as in
To,
which means to leave or to abandon. Next we have Wa, as in
Wari,
which means money. And finally we have Ya, as in
Yan,
which means here. Iowa. So the last thing we have to look at in this video is a sound that is neither a consonant nor a vowel. And in N'ko it's known as Tɛdɔ, which means something like in between. And that letter looks like this and it sounds like And it's used in the word which means I. Iowa. So that covers all the official letters of N'ko. If you'd like to learn more about N'ko, Bambara, or Manding in general, there's a link in the description below. You can throw me a tip or become a patron of Ankata. You get some cool perks in return. Otherwise, Aniche, Kamben Wati Werela, Alaga Sinifisa Nibiye.